this way. Hello friend, Jim here with JB's Big Adventure, coming to you from Lake Chapala, Mexico. Today we have a real special guest, and here's why it's a guest, because this is probably one of the biggest things that I get asked about, whether it be on the comments or whether it might be an email, and that is getting the help of an attorney, a good attorney here at Lake Chapala.
Immigration.
So what we have here today is a very special guest. Her name is Adriana Perez Flores, and her specialty is actually immigration, real estate, and estate planning. Now, there is a real plus being able to talk to one attorney that specializes in those three practices and specialties. And here's why. Because if you're coming to Mexico, you want to know everything you need to know about immigration, everything. If you're coming and looking at real estate, or if you're selling your property in the United States and you're coming to Mexico and you're wanting to buy another place, you want to make sure that you're dealing with somebody who understands real estate law. And on top of that too, if you're looking at retiring and you're looking at doing some estate planning, you can actually have that done too by Adriana. So Adriana, thank you so much for the invitation today.
Thank you,
to come and have you on film and camera and be here with our viewers. So let me just ask a couple things. How long have you been involved as an attorney?
By myself, 25 years.
25 years. So you almost know what you're doing then.
Yeah, a little bit.
What are some of the most common questions that you might get asked from someone that, let's start like with immigration. What kind of questions do you get about that?
Well, how they, if they are thinking to come to Mexico, how they can get legal to come here.
Okay.
So we have two different immigration status, which is temporal and permanente. And to apply for those status, you need to do it directly in the Mexican consulate in the United States or in your country. And then once that you apply there, then you get the visa, you have 90 days to come into Mexico. And once that you come into Mexico, you have 30 days to apply for the card, to do the exchange or the canje to get the card. So that's most the questions that the people ask for.
Okay. And what are you finding that are some maybe of the biggest mistakes that expats make when they're coming here that they don't get taken care of or they don't have dealt with? Is there anything you can think of that might be one of those kind of things that that doesn't get asked, but it can definitely be a problem if they don't get taken care of?
Yeah, the most is that when they cross the border in their car without us for the permit to bring the car into Mexico.
Okay.
So then the people drive all the way here, and then they have any issue with the traffic police, and then they don't have how to prove that the car is legal in Mexico.
Now, is that the banjercito?
The what?
Banjercito? Is that what that is?
Oh,
that
banjercito. Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
That's what the people don't do that. Not everybody, but in my 25 years, probably 5 people. And that's the most mistake that I have heard.
Okay. And how about in regards to looking at real estate law? What are some of the things that's really important for somebody looking at coming and buying property here, that why they would want to make sure to have access to a real estate attorney?
Mainly to read very careful the contract, because sometimes the contract or the people, they don't know the Mexican law. But in general, the real estate agents, they always are advised for an attorney, Mexican attorney, because most of the real estates used to be American people or Canadian people. Now probably it's half and half, Mexican people and foreigners. But the people that It's not from Mexico yet. They always have a Mexican attorney who helps them with the contracts. And I think everything is fine.
Okay. Well, I have almost 10 years experience in real estate, being on the mortgage side of things. And so I've seen the contracts from the states that deal with real estate sales. And to think of the same thing being here in Mexico and having to try to decipher everything, it's really good to have somebody that's bilingual. As you can tell, Adriana is very bilingual. So then let's go ahead and talk about estate planning. What is really important to understand about estate planning when you're here in Mexico as an expat?
Well, mainly to leave a will in Mexico. Because
Okay.
most of the people that come to live into Mexico, they right away they buy a house, and when they die, if they don't want to leave problems, definitely they need to appoint their heirs in a will or their beneficiaries on their property. In the bank, also they can appoint beneficiaries in the bank. For the car, you can also endorse the title, leaving the person who wants to inherit the car. In case if you don't leave a will, it's going to be very difficult for their heirs, because it's going to be hard in court for them to prove, first of all, that they are relatives, that they have the rights to inherit from a person who didn't leave a will.
And I will tell you, Barbara and I actually have a will and a medical directive and such up in the States, but it's been brought very clear to us that it's important to have one here too,
Yes. Mm-hmm.
because the one that's in the States is not recognized here. Is that correct?
It is recognized. The wills are recognized internationally,
Uh-huh.
but to be that done, you need to follow certain laws, international laws, in order to
Okay.
become valid will in another country.
Okay.
But my advice is always, if you have a will in the U.S., make a will, especially for your assets in Mexico.
Okay.
And we call, if you have a will already in your country, then you need to do a legacy, which you will legate your assets to your heirs again, and that way you will have no problems. Your heirs will have no problems later.
Okay, well that's a real good point there, and I'm glad that you brought that up, because that's something I'm sure that there are those that think about that. And why would somebody, and I can just tell you, I've met several attorneys that are here in Mexico, and the thing I really appreciate about you, Adriana, so much is the fact that not only do you have a great effervescence about yourself, but also we've been able to tell, Barbara and I just talking to you about how knowledgeable you are and how much you understand of what goes on here. And I would say that there are folks out there that you'll hear that are referred as attorneys, but I got to tell you, when you've actually had the experience of being around somebody, that's something that you don't have because you're in the States. But I will just tell you that when you've been around somebody, you can really feel good. And that's one of the reasons why I'm doing this video with Adriana, because she's somebody that I'd like to let you know that you can really put your trust in her, because she'll take good care of you. Is there anything else that you'd like to share with our viewing audience about that?
Advanced directives? Living wills?
Living wills and advanced directives, are those important here also?
Oh, well, yeah, that's very important, living will, because same thing. If at one point you become incapacitated, then you need to have somebody who represents you, or to sign documents on your behalf.
Okay.
That is very important, the living wills, and because most of the people, their children are not living here, so it's very important that they appoint somebody who they really trust, because then all your assets will be under the responsibility of the guardian that they appoint to be representing them in case of they become incapacitated.
Okay, good deal. Good deal. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that we leave Adriana's information that will be in the description. That way you'll be able to literally see her contact information to be able to get in contact with her. Now, we're filming this on a Saturday morning, And if you don't already know, attorneys don't normally work on Saturday mornings. They're off during the week. I mean, they're off during the weekend. So it's really special that she was willing to come in and take the time with us. But that just goes to show you how busy she actually is as an attorney. In closing, is there anything else that you'd like to share with our viewing audience about you? Or I know, in fact, you've got, how many children do you have?
2.
You have 2 children here. And tell me, what keeps you in Mexico as compared to going where? What keeps you living here in Mexico as compared to maybe saying, well, I want to go to the United States or I want to live somewhere else? What has you living here? Why would somebody want to come and live here in Mexico like yourself? What is it that would be the draw for that?
Well, in my own case, when I was 25 years old, I went to live to the United States. I definitely miss my family, my people, my country, my language, everything. I miss everything. So then that's why I decided to come to Mexico. Now that I'm living here, I love to go to the US and Canada, but just on vacations.
Just vacations.
Yeah, I just love my country.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Well, you can just tell what Barbara and I feel about her, just her effervescence and just her personality. So I know that she'll take good care of you. So with that, if you saw value in this video, I'd like to encourage you, if you haven't already, to go ahead and subscribe. It's a great community. You want to make sure that you're a part of it. And all you've got to do is there's a red box down in the right-hand corner of the video. Just click on that. You'll be subscribed. It's free. It's easy. Doesn't take any real effort. On top of that, we have to give us a thumbs up. Give us a like, because it's great videos like this that other folks that are looking at YouTube that want to get answers about coming to Lake Chapala, where those good videos are, and you want to make sure you do that. Also, we love communicating with you. If you'd like, go and leave us any kind of a comment or a question you might have, or even the idea of a video that you'd like to see. That's exactly where you can leave it, and I assure you, I do my very best to get back with everybody right away. And lastly, if you haven't already, I want to encourage you to go ahead and hit the bell. What that will do is immediately notify you if and when, I shouldn't say if, but when our newest video actually comes out. That way you don't miss any of the information. Well, with that, as always, thank you so much for being a part of this channel. Thank you so much for being a part of this video. You have an awesome day. We'll see you on the next video.